Seriously, guys, what the fuck? Okay, I'm not actually mad at you guys, in particular, meaning the people watching this video. I'm mad at fucking BioWare. Now, this may seem a bit late, considering that Dragon Age Inquisition is about to come out in maybe a year or a little less, and it's seeming like it's going to be a very great game. If you go to GameInformer.com/DAI, you can actually follow all the updates. They have about 3 updates a week, showing you a bunch of stuff that's going to be included in Dragon Age Inquisition, and it's looking fantastic. You know, they're really looking to the fan feedback and stuff like that. But I've just got to say, I'm now currently playing Dragon Age 2 on Nightmare mode, and I will not change the difficulty, just like I didn't do with Dragon Age Origins. I made it through on Nightmare mode. Excellent. Made it through Awakening on Nightmare mode. Excellent. Made it through Witch Hunt on Nightmare mode, even though Witch Hunt was a joke. It was not hard at all. Golems of Angarak, though, really? Like, seriously, did they have to make it? It's like the most sadistic person in the world made that DLC. Because it was the only way they could inflict pain on people without actually getting in legal trouble. But anyway, I haven't actually gotten through Golems of Angarak yet. I got really close to the ending, but I was just far too underleveled, so I decided to play through Awakening, play through Witch Hunt, and then play through Angarak, and especially considering that Angarak has nothing to do with anything else. So even if you use your save data and carry it over to Dragon Age 2, it won't matter, because Golems of Angarak is completely irrelevant. That said, I had a character named Linnell that I was going to use for Dragon Age Awakening to get a break from Dima, but I just couldn't get, I wasn't invested in the story unless I was playing as Dima, so I was like, fine, I'll play as Dima, forget Linnell, maybe I'll bring her back for Dragon Age 3, or Inquisition. So I played through Awakening and Witch Hunt as Dima, to really have that sense of closure and to make everything fit together well. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And now Dima is probably the most overpowered character in the world. But speaking of overpowered characters, let's talk about Dragon Age 2 on Nightmare mode. And the differences that it shares from Dragon Age Origins. Now, Dragon Age 2, there's actually nothing wrong with the battle system of Dragon Age 2. The mechanics are excellent. In fact, better than Dragon Age Origins, with the only exception being that somehow, this must be a glitch or something, archers can hit you through walls. And I'm like, how? They could do that in Origins, I believe, but not often. And they would generally have to go and follow you to hit you. But no, the archers in Dragon Age 2 will just stand there, shooting their arrows, and it'll go right through the wall and keep hitting you. And it's like, really? What the fuck? Now, I understand with the way that the battle system is, you can keep moving around and you can dodge attacks, which is better than it was in Origins, where you run around and you can't dodge anything. The enemies will still hit you, even though you're 10 feet away from them. However, in Dragon Age 2, you can run around and actually dodge attacks, which is great. I love that system. However, that said, if you keep running around, that would mean the archers would have a really hard time hitting you, even though they do more damage than every other enemy in their class, than every other enemy in the other classes. So, but anyway, I understand it would be underpowered if they couldn't hit you if you kept running around. However, when you take cover and you're behind cover, they should not be able to hit you. Yes, they should be able to hit you while you're running around, but not when you're taking cover. That's just bullshit. So that's the only issue with the battle system, the core battle mechanics that I have. And I think it's a glitch, if nothing else. However, the main issue I have with the game itself, with not the mechanics so much as the game itself, maybe the mechanics for the third thing, and maybe the second thing a little, but the game itself is that, one, the enemies keep freaking respawning. Oh my god. And I know a lot of fans of Dragon Age had a lot of issues with this aspect of it. The enemies will constantly respawn. Say the game throws 100 enemies at you, and you're taking them all down left and right, doing a bit of fireballs here and there, crushing prison, blah blah blah, taking them down. And then you get down to the 99th person, the last person left. The game will literally respawn another 100 enemies out of fucking nowhere. for no fucking reason. When your resources are already really low, you're running out of mana, you're running out of stamina, you're running out of health, you don't have as many resources as you had before to heal them, and a lot of your attacks that you normally use are in their cooldown state. And then the game just respawns as if to say, oh, we didn't feel like adding an actual challenge, so here you go, we're just gonna throw a lot more enemies at you. That's like you're playing Kingdom Hearts 2 and you do the 1000 Heartless challenge and you get down to the end, you have really low health or whatever, and you just have one enemy left to defeat, and then they throw another 1000 Heartless your way. What the fuck? Like, that's not a challenge, that's just being an obnoxious dick. And so you have to go and sit there and kill a whole bunch of more. And mind you, these aren't just some weak enemies that spawn in. Generally, they're higher level enemies. They're enemies that have more health and that have bigger strategic possibilities. Not just some weaklings who you can kill in 2 hits. No, a lot stronger enemies. So what the fuck? You're respawning second tier enemies at me after I've already wiped everyone out pretty much? What the bloody hell? Number 2, another issue I have with this game is that maybe it wouldn't be so much an issue if the game didn't specifically say this, but there's a codex in the game, and a codex is basically a journal entry. There's a codex in the game that says mages cannot teleport. It specifically says mages cannot teleport. It doesn't literally say that. I'm paraphrasing, but it says something like there's no magic that has been used that can there's no method of transportation that has proven more efficient than putting one foot in front of another, referring to magic, of course. Like, magic can't carry you from one place to another, so you can't just magic yourself to your friend's house to borrow some sugar, you know? So that means you can't teleport, pretty much, right? Well, no. Why do the fucking mages, every freaking enemy mage that's of a higher level, why do they teleport? All the goddamn time. They do it, oh my god. It's like, if the game didn't say that mages couldn't teleport, I wouldn't be as frustrated as I am right now. Obviously, I just finished playing Dragon Age 2, which is why this is all still angering me. But, like, what the fuck, game? You said specifically mages cannot teleport, and here you go with teleporting mages all throughout the game, not just in one isolated instance that gets explained or anything. No, all throughout the game, with no explanation whatsoever, mages are constantly teleporting. And then, number 3, fuck rogues. Just fuck them. Fuck rogues. They're so overpowered. Oh my god, it is ridiculous. And let me just explain the reasons for which they are overpowered. And not the reasons I think they are overpowered. No, the reasons that they are overpowered, because that is a fact. Rogues can go into stealth. They can go into stealth mode, say, every 15 seconds. And they have an attack called Backstab, which they can use. And Backstab, pretty much when you're coming out of stealth, and I guess if you have all these other passive abilities, which most of the enemies have, it'll be a one-hit KO, pretty much, or a 2-hit KO at most. From anyone in my party member. That means every 15 seconds they can one-shot a person in my party at random. The only way to stop this, there are 2 ways to stop this. The only way is, 1, when the rogue goes into stealth mode, you can use a wide effect attack, an area of effect attack, or AoE, to cancel out their stealth. But 1, most area of effect attacks don't work. 2, generally you need a magical area of effect attack. And 3, even the magical ones don't fucking work all the time. And sometimes, like 50% of the time, my area of effect attack will, if I use Mind Blast or something to get them out of stealth, it'll just completely get resisted. And 25% of the time, it'll just get ignored, like I didn't use it at all, except that I did use it and nothing happened. So then the rogue is free to do whatever he wants, because I can't do anything else, because I don't have any more area of effect attacks to use. And so that's that. And then the other way to stop it from happening is to paralyze the rogue and concentrate all your attacks from all your party members to the rogue to kill him off or her off as quickly as possible. Which doesn't even work all the time, because sometimes the rogue, or oftentimes the rogue, will completely resist these paralyzed skills. Like I try to use Glyph of Paralysis or Horror or some other attack to paralyze them and hold them in place, and they'll completely ignore it. Why? Because rogues are overpowered as fuck. And so that's all the rogues will do. They'll spam stealth, they'll spam backstab, and they'll just keep killing me, kill everyone in my party every 15 or so seconds. And it's like, what the absolute fuck? How am I supposed to defend against this? Why are rogues so goddamn overpowered? So then it's not even that. So normally just one rogue is not easy, but I'm capable of handling myself when there's only one rogue to deal with. And then, mind you, they have a whole party of 6 or 7 people. And then on top of that, when I'm about to defeat, like I can defeat the rogue's backup and then focus my attack toward the rogue. But then more people will just respawn in. So it's like, what the fuck? So they have the whole party of 6 or 7 people, plus reinforcements that come in all the goddamn time, who are even stronger than the original people. So, and then they can one-shot anyone in my party every 15 seconds. And then the one thing I can do to cancel the one-shotting gets resisted over 50% of the time. So I think I hope they don't make rogues nearly as powerful as they are in Dragon Age 2, in Dragon Age Inquisition, I mean, because that's going to be bullshit, because it's unbelievable. I don't even remember having this problem earlier. I guess it's just on Nightmare mode. Maybe it wasn't a one-shot, or maybe I'm just more aware, because I'm actually focusing on strategic things, but there's no strategy against this, especially, okay, one, there's no strategy against the mages, because they can fucking teleport when they're not supposed to, and you can't do anything when they teleport. You just have to wait for them to show up again and then run over to where they are again. And two, there's no strategy against the rogues, because they can one-shot you, and you never know if they're going to resist your paralysis technique or your area of effect attack. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? Just hope and pray? So, but there's this one mission where there's 2 rogues that I have to deal with, and I'm like, it's a side mission. I spent over 30 minutes trying to beat this one side mission. I just gave up on it eventually. I'm like, fuck it, I'll come back when I'm stronger or something. Came back when I was stronger, still getting one shot, still getting killed, still having my attacks not go through, and I'm like, shit, this is fucking ridiculous. So I think what they should have done was either increase the cooldown for stealth, increase the cooldown for backstab, or both. Make it so that backstab is only a 50-50 chance of doing that much damage. Lower the damage output for backstab. Or just, I don't know, something else along those lines. Make it so that if the rogue gets attacked during stealth, then they take extra damage, or they take extra critical hit or whatever, than they normally would have. You know, something simple like that, because it's ridiculous how strong the rogues are. And if there are 3 major problems that I have in this game, you know, the archers hitting me through walls, that's not even a major problem, because usually I play very preemptively, and if I hide behind cover, it'll only be one person getting attacked, and I can heal them very easily, and it's no big deal. But you know, those 3 issues that I named, the respawning, the constant respawning, when there doesn't need to be, because it's just a lazy ploy to pad out the game, really. So the constant respawning, the mages teleporting when the game literally says mages can't teleport, and the rogues being so ridiculously overpowered. Those are my 3 biggest issues with Dragon Age 2 on Nightmare mode. I'm still going to pull through. I'm still going to beat the game on Nightmare mode. But I just wanted to put this out there because it's been really frustrating me the past few days as I've been playing this game. So thank you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.